The economy, we're seeing some weak signs, but it's still hanging on like a bad cold. And that's what we're seeing right now. Now we're going to get into some even crazier stuff. We got to look at Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin real quick. Look at what Bitcoin's doing today. Now, this is an important chart because we know that we have a downsloping trend line here. And essentially, my thesis here for you guys is that we might be on the verge. It's getting more probable that Bitcoin can have a near-term breakout above this downsloping trend line. So we have this pivot high to this pivot high, and then right here, and again, we pulled back, which is to be expected. Remember, every time you hit a line, it's the same as you ramming into a door. Same thought process. You ram into a door to save your cat in the burning house, whatever it may be. The odds of you getting through that door on your first hit, probably 0, maybe slight. The second time you hit it, the door weakens. The third time it weakens more. Eventually, it breaks down. So the idea here is, here's really your first hit, second hit. Now you're on hit 3. That door is weakening. So again, the thought process is that it doesn't guarantee, but I would say that the chances of us breaking through here were probably, 20%, right? Now you got to here, 30% chance of us breaking out. And obviously that's still lower than 50%. You're now probably getting close to, and again, messed that up a little bit. You're probably getting close to 50%, meaning that there's a 50-50 chance of breaking through on Bitcoin. Now, again, the key is to understand what this means. Does it mean we're going back to all-time highs? No, it doesn't. All it means is you're breaking through this trend line. So again, I love crypto people, don't get me wrong, but the crypto people are probably the most emotional people in investing. It's just the nature of the beast, which is okay. Generally, they're the youngest crowd. When I was young, dude, I was ridiculously emotional about everything. Everything was going to the moon. Everything was going to make me millions of dollars. And then again, I panicked when things dumped out. I mean, that's just the nature of being young and inexperienced in any field. Now, again, the key is if it breaks through here, where does it go? Well, the idea here is you have this pivot top right here, which is now resistance, right around 28,000. But I do think there's a chance we could test this line, which again is very common to go back to the scene of the crime. So it's a possibility that we get back to 30,000. Now, if we get back to 30,000, it does bring this pivot high breakout into alignment, but you can't assume a breakout above this. Same kind of thing. All right, so odds of breaking through here, probably 30%. Here, 40%, right? Eventually it was 50-50 or even higher, and we broke through. Now we're on the underbelly, which means we're starting from 0 again. So the idea is that the first hit here, chances of breaking through this 30,000 level would probably be in the realm of only about 30% chance, right? So again, you have to go back to probabilities. Everything is mathematically figured out in trading if you want to be the elite, all right? Do you want to be that top 0.1% of traders that just crush it? Well, then you got to kind of go by probabilities. And remember what I said earlier. It's not your feelings, I really hope it does this. Oh my God, if it only did this, I'd make some. That's BS. Doesn't help you at all. Be a mathematician. Figure out probabilities. That is what will do to you or help you.
As the next Bitcoin halving event approaches, a crypto enthusiast provides 10 compelling reasons for an inevitable bull run. These include the HODL philosophy, Bitcoin's halving event, historical market phases, and its unique immunity to legal challenges. Despite regulatory restrictions and banking institutions clamping down on crypto transactions, the crypto market shows resilience. Even as major banks like JP Morgan's Chase UK halt crypto transactions, crypto prices continue to rise. U.S. Congressmen call on SEC Chair Gary Gensler to approve spot Bitcoin ETFs, citing potential discrimination against these products. They emphasize the benefits of a regulated Bitcoin ETF for investor protection and market transparency. Gary Gensler's congressional testimony triggers reactions in the crypto market. Despite his concerns about crypto handling of customer funds, Bitcoin prices remain steady. Analysts predict potential price movements, with some suggesting Bitcoin could reach $30,000. Gary Gensler faces a grilling in Congress, with some representatives accusing him of hindering capital markets with excessive regulations. Others express hope that the Biden administration will remove him from his position. Gensler reaffirms that Bitcoin doesn't meet the criteria for being a security, but avoids labeling it a commodity. Questions about Pokemon trading cards as securities remain unanswered. During a congressional hearing, a Coinbase-led initiative, Stand with Crypto, symbolizes a broader push for cryptocurrency legislation in the United States. Let's continue our enlightening discussion with Gareth Soloway.
We know the yields have continued to rally to the upside. Now, again, we are seeing a pullback today back below 4.5%. The biggest thing to me continues to be the charts. They rule everything. Frankly, this is an important lesson for us all to learn. It doesn't matter what I think, what I feel, what I hope happens. And by the way, people in crypto, in the markets, they always have to understand this. It's what do the probabilities tell us? What do the charts tell us? And what we can see here very, very clearly is that the chart has shown us that we have rallied up substantially in yields, and we basically are broaching on that 4.6% level. So again, based on charts, that's telling us we're getting towards the end of this run, at least in the near term. Doesn't tell us where we're going to be in 3 months from now or 6 months, but over the next 1 week period, which is what these game plans are for. This is to game plan your current price action, to give you actionable alpha, to crush it on your trades. And that, again, is telling us we're near the end. And so I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think an accumulation right now on the TLT is interesting. I have accumulated some myself. And again, TLT basically goes up when yields pull back. It's an ETF. All right, now again, we're not looking for a break-the-bank home run here, right? I'm not expecting yields to come back down here or here or here. It's looking for a short-term trade. Game plans, again, guys, short-term trade with a view on macro data and everything else. All right, so that's what we're looking at. Now, by the way, is it possible that in 6 months or 8 months, we could actually come back to the low end of this? Yes, I agree. I think that's ultimately a very good possibility. But again, shorter-term trades, you look for a pullback, a retrace, I would say right in this 4.3 to 4.35 level. That's where I would be looking to take profits myself on something like the TLT. You have a wider view, you want to take a longer-term trade. Yeah, you can be patient down here. I just always tell people that it means that there's more chance of error. The longer out your trade, the more chance something goes wrong. So shorter-term trades for me, that's what I've grown accustomed to. Long-term investing is great, but inevitably you're going to go through recessions. Think about this. People that were going to retire in like 09, 2010, everything was going great, and then 08, 09 happened, and then they couldn't retire. That's okay. I mean, if you really have a long-term horizon, it came back, right? But I don't like going through those periods. I want to make money up, down, sideways, you name it. All right, so that's your first chart there that we had to go through. Next chart, we're going to go through the DXY. Now, the DXY here, this is fascinating. This is one of my favorite charts of the day. The dollar has continued to go up. I thought the dollar would stall out. So far, it has not. But there's something I want to show you here. This is called a measured move. And the dollar is now in its 11th weekly green candle, 11 weeks up. There is only one point in the last 10 years we've had at least 11 straight gains. And I'm going to show you this because the measured move can be useful when analyzing this. So what I'm going to do real quick here, we're going to scroll all the way back. We have to go back in time, get in your time machine all the way back to the future style here. And we're going to take a look at this period. In 2014, okay, in 2014, what did we see? We saw a beautiful move up of actually 12 total weeks up before you got a pullback. Now, the first thing to note is we did get a pullback, which is telling us it's probability-wise, right? Think about how few times in the past even 20 years we've had 11 up weeks in a row. This was 12, and then you got 2 down candles. So, again, starting to expect a pullback on the dollar is probably the right move. The question is, what does it do after? Here, in this case, it went up, pulled back, and then went even higher. We have to think about that. That is a possibility. Is the move that we're seeing right now in the current period the beginning of a bigger move up? I doubt it personally, but you can't discount it. The charts always rule the day.
Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon has expressed concerns about the Federal Reserve potentially raising interest rates to 7% and that the U.S. economy could experience stagflation. I am not sure if the world is prepared for 7%, he stressed, adding that there is a range of outcomes. The scalability solution, understanding Layer 1 versus Layer 2 blockchains. This presidential candidate Nikki Haley has warned that China is preparing for war and Chinese President Xi Jinping intends to win. China is an existential threat. It has spent half a century plotting to defeat us, she stressed, cautioning that China is building a massive cutting-edge military capable of threatening America and dominating Asia and beyond. That wraps up today's crypto news highlights. Stay tuned for more updates, insights, and analysis from the world of cryptocurrencies. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content.